What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James, ThnxCya. Welcome back today to Roblox. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back. Today, of course, it is time for some brand new Bee Swarm Simulator. And OMGs, I got a spicy meatball of an episode for you lovely dudes and ladies today. 3, 2, 1, claim the hive. Yes, so there has been some new information, some new leaks, some new pictures, all that good stuff. And yeah, there's some incredible features here, which we are going to discuss in today's episode. However, just before we do, most importantly, how are we all doing? I hope you guys are good. Yeah. So we got a bunch of these to get through here today. So we've got different users, people who play in the test realm. We've got pictures. We've got words from On It himself. And we are going to go and talk about all of this stuff in this episode. Yeah, these came out maybe like a day or two ago. I was going to make, I would have liked to have made this episode yesterday. But I did have a video going up yesterday on the channel, which was like scheduled in to go. So in case you missed it, it wasn't a Bee Swarm episode or a Roblox game. It's actually a brand new game that just came out yesterday, and I'm going to link it in the description below. If you are done with this video at any point and you want to go and check that out, please make sure you do click it and go and have a little look. It's a brand new game, and it has like one of the coolest mechanics I think I've seen in a video game for a really long time. Yeah, so it's something different, but you know, sometimes different is good when it comes to games, and yeah, hopefully it would mean a lot to me if you guys wanted to go and check that one out. Anyway, where do we even begin? Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what. So as per, I've had a bunch of tweets from people showing off all of this new stuff, and they're like, James, pictures, stuff. Yeah, so I thought maybe we'll just start with sort of, you know, crediting some people, because this is going to be like, we're going to have to kind of piece this video together. So of course, as per, Bee Swarm Simulator leaks coming in hot with that brand new information. Now don't worry, we are going to blow up these pictures and stuff, and we're going to look at them in a lot more detail. So once again, thank you very much, my dude. And then we've also got some new in-game pictures. This is from Nolan, who I think has submitted before, so thank you very much again. Got some really cool pictures of the new hives to do with this new feature, and we've also got some pictures here from, oh geez, hang on. I need to blow up the picture because I can't quite read the name right now. The person is, Sintinon. I swear I've said Stinton before. I think this dude submitted again, like previously, and I think I called him Stinton. Sorry. Sinton. Thank you very much, my dude. So yeah, these are some incredible pictures of this stuff in-game, and today we are going to be talking about not only mutations, but the brand new radioactive features that are coming to the game. So we've got mutations, we've got radioactive elements, we've got brand new berries and items. OMGs, where do we begin? So, I feel like we should begin with these two brand new berry items which have been added into the test realm. So there's two of these bad boys currently, and hopefully they'll be popping up on the screen. This is the first one here, which is called the Bitterberry. And if you read the description here, it says increases the bond with a bee by 50, and it has a small chance to cause mutations. And the second item here is the Neonberry, which increases bond with a bee by 100 and makes it radioactive for a while. So we're going to try and go nice and slow here and basically, you know, try and piece this stuff together because, you know, this is all still fairly new and, you know, because it's in the test realm, it's all being tested and that kind of stuff. But essentially, these two new items work together and they allow you to do a couple of really cool things with your bees. So I think it was maybe about a week or so, we actually talked about mutations. Now, mutations is where a bee will be mutated and it will actually have like a special bonus, which I believe is random, and it essentially means that that bee is just going to be a little bit better. So we did cover that over in the mutations video, but we didn't know at that point about the radioactive feature, which is kind of, it seems like very essential in order to actually achieve the mutations. So when we are talking about trying to get those bees to mutate in order to actually have those bonus stats, On It here says there are other ways to cause mutations in the test place, but right now there are only two. So, oh no, sorry, let me try that again. There are other ways to cause mutations, but in the test place there are only two. So neonberries and a random chance where bees with mutations will randomly become radioactive and may cause neighboring hive slots to become radioactive as well. So essentially what he means by radioactive is if you feed your bee a neon berry, that bee will become radioactive, but only for a while. So I traced it back, and on it here says that currently, if you feed a neon berry to your bee, and I'm guessing this is just a single berry, that single bee will become radioactive for around 11 minutes. So hopefully up on the screen here, we'll be seeing like a few of the pictures. So this is what happens when a bee becomes radioactive. You get this little radioactive symbol next to the hive slot, which is really, really cool. And it seems like the bees also have a green glow to them, which kind of shows you as they're jumping around and stuff and harvesting that they are actually radioactive. So on it here says that radioactivity will have other effects, but it's not implemented yet. So it seems like currently he's testing out a few different ways. But he says here that bitterberries always have a chance to cause mutations, but it goes up about 20 times the chance if the bee is radioactive. So, okay, bitterberries, one of the new berries, which is this bad boy right here, yeah, you can feed these to your bees normally, and you have a small chance at them permanently mutating and giving you an extra stat boost, but it seems like he is recommending using the neonberry first to make it radioactive, and then when that bee is radioactive, it really boosts your chance of unlocking a permanent mutation whilst feeding it bitterberries. So you're probably wondering, well, how on earth are we even going to get any of these berries? Like, how do they exist? What do we do? Well, currently, in the test realm, there are a few ways that people are unlocking them. So from what I've kind of seen from various bits and pieces, they've just sort of been implemented into the regular loot pool. So I've seen people like get them from spiders and that kind of stuff. There's also a really mad thing that's in the test realm. I'll show you the guys that in just a second. But this is going to be different when the actual update is released. So on it here says the new berries will be rare rewards from new stuff like future challenges, and they will also come from some random events. They won't be included in regular sprouts like the other treats, so the sources will be different. So it seems like when that update comes out, no, we aren't going to be getting them from mob drops, we aren't going to be getting them from boss rewards, we aren't going to be getting them from sprouts. They are going to come from different locations. So as of right now, you may have seen these bad boys pop up. So yeah, these are just insane looking things. These are called Debug Sprouts, and they're black. And they're popping up in the test realm, and these are dropping, I think, neon berries and bitter berries. So as far as I can tell, we aren't going to be getting Debug Sprouts in the game. This is quite simply just a way for Onnit to distribute those berries into the test realm so people can mess around with the radioactive and the mutation features. So yeah, just to kind of confirm that, on it here says that the source of the bitterberries and the neon berries in the test realm won't be the same as the release version. So from what it kind of seems like, from sort of, you know, piecing together the conversation, all that kind of stuff, Onnit has previously, and we've covered this in videos, he's talked about how he wants to kind of increase the longevity of the end game to try and, you know, make these mutations, you know, quite sought after. I don't think it's going to be a case of, you know, the update's going to come out and then in like 2 or 3 days time there's going to be players with like a full hive of mutated bees. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's more going to be a slightly longer process that gives people always something to try and get. The only thing is that, as Onnit said, if these are going to be from special events and stuff, then hopefully those special events aren't going to be too far spaced out. Because, you know, like, we haven't had like a huge amount of events. So, you know, we didn't have like a Halloween event. We had an Easter event, but that was part of the egg hunt. You know, we didn't have anything for Thanksgiving, you know, that kind of stuff. So hopefully that means that maybe we might get a few more themed events, and these berries might be a reward for that, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, just a little bit more information about these berries themselves. On it here says that yes, it's way better to feed the bitterberries to a radioactive bee, but there's still a chance for non-radioactive ones to receive mutations from bitterberries. So once again, that's confirming what we said earlier, whereby it's better to make a bee radioactive before you feed it the bitterberries. And in terms of the rate as to, how many of these bitterberries will I need to feed to a radioactive bee to make it mutate, on it here says right now that it's about 1 in 100 chance, so kind of like a 1% chance if the bee is radioactive, and then a 1 in 2,000 chance if the bee isn't. But those are just numbers I put in for now, not sure if they'll change. So essentially what he's saying here is if your bee is radioactive, if you feed it 100 if you feed it 100 bitterberries, in theory, it will mutate. If it is not radioactive and you haven't fed it a neonberry, it might take you up to 2,000 bitterberries to make it mutate. So there's definitely a huge amount of favor in saving those neonberries and actually using them to make your bee radioactive, and then using your bitterberries to try and get that mutation. Oh, actually, just going back to this point as well. So I think we did this a couple of minutes ago, but he says here that new berries will be rare rewards from new stuff like future challenges and some random events. I completely blanked. I was like, wait a second. Remember On It was talking about like future challenges. So we know we've had loads of rumors about the Robo Bear and stuff. So it does seem that these new berries, they're probably going to be part of one of those new challenges. So that's really good news. I was kind of worried for a second. I was like, wait, if we're going to have to wait solely for events, then that might take a very, very long time. But I think that's really cool. So can you imagine, like, not the ant challenge, but something like kind of one of these challenge arenas. There's probably going to be some kind of new challenge arena, maybe something to do with the Robo Bear, and then that is actually going to give you the new items, which I think is a nice way to distribute them. So it's going to be a rare chance, but I guess the more you do it, the more items you're going to get. And in case you're wondering, like, is the Bitterberry and stuff the only way that we can actually mutate our bees? Well, it seems like no, it actually isn't. Because On It here says, in terms of, he's talking here about the Neonberries. So once you've made, your bee radioactive, he says right now it just allows a bee to gain mutations from royal jellies and treats at a really low rate. So fruits and moon charms can cause mutations on radioactive bees, but it takes thousands. So this is kind of interesting. It seems like it's much more beneficial to use your bitterberries to try and cause mutations on radioactive bees, but in case you run out of bitterberries, you can also use moon charms and different fruits. So I think I kind of like this. I mean, it's going to benefit people who have stacked up a lot of fruits and stuff. So as of right now, we've got 13,000, 18,000, 13,000, 19,000, sort of that many in different fruits, but believe it or not, that isn't actually that many. I know there's going to be memes in the comments. I promise it's not actually that many. So I feel like it might be important to try and save some of those up, I guess. Although having said that, you're probably going to want to make them into advanced crafting materials, so that's kind of up to you guys. But yeah, I guess you can kind of either get those from moon charms and from strawberries. The only thing that I would recommend is quite simply, if you see a moon sprout, do them. Just to try and save up your moon charms. I don't have that many moon charms. I've got 3,000 moon charms, which comparatively isn't actually that many. And the reason why is I don't tend to plant sprouts when I'm farming at nighttime. But I kind of feel like I probably should now, because I should probably try and collect some more moon charms. So yeah, to kind of summarize this video, I know there's an awful lot of information here about various bits and pieces, but to summarize it, we have two brand new items, the Bitterberry and the Neonberry. These two bad boys are going to work together in terms of the end goal of getting your bees to mutate. So in a perfect world, what you will do is you will pump your bee with a Neonberry to make it radioactive for a limited amount of time, and then whilst it is radioactive, use the Bitterberries to try for the permanent mutation. Yeah, these berries are going to be special berries. They're not going to be received from the normal ways, so you're going to have to either get them from special events or from new challenges, and it's going to take a little while to get your bees to mutate, but it is going to increase the stats, and it's going to develop your hive and make it a little bit stronger. So yeah, quite a lot of information in that video. I really hope I explained it well. I do hope so. And yeah, if there's anything extra like this, then I will definitely follow up. I think I've got a few other bits and pieces which we'll make into a second video. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it for now. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please remember to poke me in that like button. And if you're... my voice. And if you're not yet subscribed, go for it, because we do Roblox done fun. But until next time, thank you once again for watching. It's been such a pleasure. As always, thanks. And see ya.